Ever since she was young, Komichi Araki has always adored sailor uniforms, even going far as to ask her mother to sew her one if she succeeds into getting into her mother's alma mater, Rubei Academy, and thus when she is accepted into the prestigious school, Komichi is ecstatic. However, much to her surprise, the middle school no longer accepts the sailor uniform as its dress code, making Komichi stand out much from her schoolmates. Despite this, Komichi is granted permission to continue wearing the traditional attire. With renewed confidence, Komichi meets fantastic classmates as they experience school life together under the colorful showers of blossoming prospects and exciting tomorrow awaits them. This anime has about 12 episodes. It has premiered to January 9th, 2022 to March 27th, 2022. Based on a popular manga series, it is slice of life, theme is school. Each episode is 23 minutes per episode and rated PG-13. Now let's get started into the review. What I really like about this anime, it does focus on the main character, Koichi Akichi, who tries to get into her mother's ultimatum. And, by her, as the title suggests, is wearing a sailor uniform, it makes her stand out by the rest of her classmates who got written the traditional uniform altogether, while making exception for Koichi is to make her, well, not make her, she enjoys wearing the sailor uniform, and also to pass on, continue on the legacy that her mother started when she went to this prestigious middle school. And I think one thing that I really like about, the art style is very stunning, it's very crisp and clear. Everything really stands out and vibrant in the environment. And I think overall with the main character, despite her standing out among her classmates, the storytelling is very simple. The plot is very simple, straight cut to the point. And when you're seeing the adventures and the school adventures of the main character through her eyes, and then we're introduced to her family, like her mother, her little sister, and her dad, and kind of little bits and pieces of their little backstory, without not trying to divert too much attention away from the main character as she goes to her school to wear the uniform. And Abechi Komichi is she's thrilled that she got to the middle school that her mother once attended when she was her age, and that means leaving the small comforts of her small country town behind, and then going to this more prestigious school where most of the kids have a dorm on campus, more like a college atmosphere experience. It's more of a high scale middle school. It's very different. She's very excited to wear her sailor school uniform and embark on this adventure with making friends, because you will learn a little about her backstory, which is kind of sad, so I will say brace for that. But then you see her grow as a character from how she came from her traditional educational upbringing to where she is now attending this middle school. And I think it's very something to see how she goes in stride, making appearances and making friends and build on those relationships with these girls that she meets in her middle school. I will say, despite that, there's a little bit of edgy, but it's not as to the point to where there's a lot of fan service, and I think it's more simple with the placing of the characters. I think that in this one, especially since it's all female cast, that the story focuses on the adoring, intensity of, certain female anatomy, but it doesn't stay solely focused on that. It does more focus on the shyness of the irises in their eyes, or the ever-growing change that the middle school girls could experience, the changes in their bodies and wanting to look a certain way. And I think that anime focuses particularly on that in particular that I noticed when watching this. It does focus on the social anxiety that most teenage girls face in middle school, whether it be looking perfect or gaining weight, losing weight, fitting in a social club, or making friends, making sure you don't stand out, making just being true to yourself and not get lost in that whole prestige way of middle school and joining your cliques and your groups and trying to get lost of it, but also trying to make true to yourself. I think with Akechi's feeling, she's feeling very odd because she has this big bright eyes. She looks like a idol in some standpoint from the phrasing that her classmates gave her, but she also has this very sweet nature about it, which makes her, very down to earth, very quaint, and you wanting to be her friend. I think also between this very strong relationship between her and her mother that have that, the cuteness factor kind of relies on that. Spinning this anime out, and then also the breakdown of communication, when she wants to wear the sailor that she's been dreaming of, and a lot of stuff has changed. She's her mother in middle school that she's changed to attend this middle school that her mother once did. But definitely check it out, because I think this is a really good anime that's really, I think it's probably underrated, but definitely good. Watch if you haven't already, and let me know what you think.